What's going on, everyone? It's your average consumer, and today I've got a review for you guys of the Sony NEX-5R camera. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. The first thing you'll notice about the NEX-5R is that it has an interesting design to it. It's got a giant lens in the front while still having a point and shoot like body. It's not quite a DSLR and it's not quite a point and shoot. It's definitely a hybrid of the two. It's got the point and shoot form factor with the size, but it's got the giant lens on front that's like a DSLR. And what's great about this is that the lenses are interchangeable, so you don't have to stick with this giant lens. You can always put a smaller lens on it depending on what you want to shoot and how you want to shoot. So there are always options out there if you want to change out the lens for something smaller and make it more like a point and shoot. But it does come with an 18 by 55 millimeter lens, which is pretty standard for DSLRs. This is the standard range you get, and this has performed just as you would expect it to. The range is pretty good on it, and the lens actually feels pretty nice. The whole body feels really nice. It doesn't feel like something that's cheap. It is a $700 camera, so it definitely gives you that good premium feeling. You wouldn't be disappointed with this at all. If you want to step into the professional realm, but you don't want to carry along a giant camera like a DSLR, this is definitely a good option for those of you who are looking for something smaller. I'm really a fan of the form factor. Even though it has the giant lens that's the 18 by 55 millimeter, I kind of like it. I feel like it gives the camera some personality. And even though it's a giant lens, it's not too heavy. I actually walk around with this camera as my vlogging camera for my other channel with my girlfriend. And you'll notice that we're carrying it around all the time, holding it up with no issues. So weight isn't a problem, even though it does have that giant lens. And speaking about vlogging, one of the best features about the NEX-5R, in my opinion, is the fact that it has a swivel screen. So you can actually turn the screen from the back and move it to the front so you can see what you're taking a picture of. So it's perfect for self-portraits or vlogging, like I said. So we're able to see if we're in the position correctly or if we're in focus, things like that. And it's really a bonus to have that there. So definitely thumbs up for having this swivel screen. And it's also got other kinds of angles that you can use it for as well. You don't have to swivel it all the way, but you can actually turn the screen to tilt it towards you if you want to point the camera high up and you're not able to see what's on the screen. You can actually swivel the screen to face downward at you while your camera is being pointed into the air. And you can actually see what the camera is looking at. So that's really great stuff. You get a lot of maneuverability with this screen. The only downfall with the screen is that the NEX-5R is able to have accessories mounted onto the top. When you do have that accessory on top, you won't be able to swivel the screen all the way around. So it's a bit of a trade-off. I actually purchased a microphone add-on for vlogging, but when using it, I'm unable to use the screen as I'd like. So that's one of the downfalls. Whenever you have one of those accessories on there, you won't be able to use the screen. Now, I did mention that this camera can use accessories, which is a really great bonus because most point and shoots, you're not able to add accessories onto this. So like a DSLR, this one is able to get some accessories, which is really great. You have the ability to use microphones, an attachable viewfinder, the flash, all kinds of stuff. And speaking of the flash, this is probably going to be one of the worst things about the camera is that it doesn't have a built-in flash. You actually have to use the little accessory slot to get the flash in there and use it like that. So it's really a bit of a downfall because most cameras have built-in flashes. When you're adding on the flash, you can't look at the screen in a self-portrait kind of manner. So that's one of the downfalls to that. But the fact that this can take accessories in general is just amazing. I love it. You can always add on new stuff to it whenever you want to change up your experience. But another nice little bonus about the 5R is that it has a touchscreen, which is really amazing because you can now focus exactly on a point that you touch on the screen. To some people, it might not be a big deal because we can do that with camera phones. But what this does for a high quality camera like this is that you don't have to use the focus ring around the lens in order to focus, or you don't have to worry about autofocusing not getting the actual object that you would like to focus on. So with this touchscreen, you're able to touch it and tell exactly what you want to focus with this camera, which I think is amazing. One thing that I really love about this camera as well is that it's easy to use. It's got a nice user interface. And with the addition of a touchscreen, you can actually just go through the interface by just touching options instead of having to use the dial or any buttons that are around the camera. And I think this is really great because it really makes things faster. And what's also really great about this user interface is that when you're highlighting an option in the camera settings, it'll tell you exactly what that option is for and how it'll affect you. So that's really great. It'll help people learn what the different options mean, what different settings do. So this is perfect for the average consumer who's looking to get a little more in depth with their photography or videography. Also, this thing has great battery life. I'm able to record or take pictures for long periods of time, for hours, without having to worry about it. And it does use a micro USB to charge, so there's no worries about having to get a special charger plugged in. I can just take my phone charger, plug it in, and I'm good to go. So overall, like I said, guys, this feels pretty good. It's got some nice, neat features. It's got Wi-Fi capabilities to upload photos to like Facebook and show it to your smartphone. All kinds of cool stuff here. Lots of features. I'm very happy with the features that this camera has. And time to talk about performance. This camera takes some wonderful pictures, and what's great about this is that you can actually change the lens to get different effects or, you know, different speeds, all kinds of stuff. And this is the kind of realm that DSLRs go into with the different lenses that definitely have a huge impact on your image quality and all kinds of stuff. So you have that option, and this is no slouch in the picture department. Absolutely love it. And here are some sample shots for you guys to see here. And of course, now that you've seen some pictures, time for some video. I've told you guys a ton that I've been vlogging with this camera, so here's some footage from my vlog to show you guys how this thing has been working out for us. This is like the theme song to this trip. This song's been going all weekend. So this is just like my MacBook background. These guys are actually really huge. I never knew that they were this big. I don't know if you guys can see. These guys are huge.
Deal! You said you trust our keys!
And alright guys, here's some test footage of the NEX-5R. And of course I'll give you guys a quick look around me, give you some footage of some scenery, some flowers, a couple of different colors here so you guys can get a look at that. And right now guys, I'm gonna demonstrate what it's like to use the screen to tap on a different focus point, and you can see how quickly the focus happens. So here it is on this blue flower here. And now I'm going for the yellow flower, or flowers rather. And as you can see, it happens pretty smoothly. It's not abrupt or anything, and it's pretty fast. Now I'll go for these blue flowers all the way in the back. And there you go. So this is really one of the favorite things I like about this camera. I can select my different focus points, and that's just great. And that pretty much wraps up my review of the NEX-5R, guys. I would highly recommend it for those of you who are willing to shell out $700 on a camera that's almost DSLR-like, but still got that point and shoot ability by being so small and compact. Definitely recommend it. It really is for the prosumer who wants to get a little more involved with their camera while not going to the side of the DSLRs. And just so you guys can have an idea of what the camera looks like if I were to be using it for my regular everyday footage, this is what it is here. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please feel free to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.